Media. Blockchain news, crypto crews and interviews, keeping you tuned in to the ecosystem.
Hello and welcome to Core Radio. This is Lutz coming to you live on a weekend. And today we have Sasha. Hey Sasha.
Hi guys, I'm here.
What's up, man?
I'm cool, everything's fine, we're working and okay. Holidays are over and we are back to work and we have so many things to do, and I'd like to share our plans for the upcoming weeks. And I'm ready to answer all your questions, whatever the questions are. So I'm ready for everything.
It looks like a lot of people missed you.
Yeah,
during the holidays.
I'm always there. Yeah. No, I didn't have any holidays. I'm always on Slack. But okay, some people in the office they had to take a rest. So, but now we're back to work and we're working very hard.
All right. So since you've been away, there's been quite a few ups and downs with the price. We saw it go down. So congratulations to everybody that took advantage of that. So lately we've been seeing a lot of new people inside the Slack.
Yeah, so new people are coming. We have a couple of new coders. We're hiring new coders, and I'm glad that new people are coming to our Slack, and because this is the time now when we are starting to draw more attention to our project, because many new startups are coming to our platform and they're going to crowdfund, and we have several crowdfunding campaigns lined up on Waves platform within a couple of weeks. So this is the time when things are really starting to move. So this is the way it should be.
So how's development been going? I know it's slowed down a little bit. Tell us about any new additions. Have you added a few more people to your team?
Yeah, we have a new coder, new backend coder. We are hiring a new front-end guy. I can't say that the development has slowed down. Okay, there were holidays, so people they had a vacation for a week, but we are moving pretty fast, I think. Our goals for January is to test the DEX. We have the backend for DEX, and we have to create the front end for distributed exchange. And after we have the front end, we'll be launching it. So, and the backend is ready. It should be properly tested, and we are working on it. But the concept is working, and as soon as we have the front end, we're going to launch the distributed exchange. Also, we are working on fiat gateways and Bitcoin gateway. Bitcoin gateway is going to be first, and after that we'll have Euro gateway. And Bitcoin gateway should be there, I think, within 2 weeks. And at the same time, we'll be integrating Euro gateway. So very soon we'll have proper functionality. What you can see now in the wallet, those inactive tabs, they're going to become active. So
that's sexy.
Yeah, it's just a couple of weeks, guys.
Nice. All right, 2 weeks, he said.
Yeah.
So any new meetups or conferences you've attended?
Yeah, we are organizing lots of stuff here in Moscow. Also, I'm going to London for the Bitcoin week, and I'll be participating in the panel discussion, and maybe I'll have a talk too, because there are like several meetups there at the same time, and I signed up for one, and I'm looking to have a presentation at another one. And I'm going to be meeting many people there, many partners, many like projects we're working with. So I think it should be quite effective. After that, I'm going back to Moscow. We'll have some kind of a conference here about the status of Bitcoin here in Russia. Like we're inviting some like people from central bank, from Duma, from all those organizations who are in control of situation here, and they're gonna be sharing their opinion about cryptocurrencies and about the legalization here. I think it's pretty important too. And in February, at the beginning of February, I'm gonna go to Hong Kong at the beginning of the month, and we'll see what I'm gonna do next. So I'm starting to go to conferences now, so I should be promoting the Waves platform internationally. Yeah,
that's great because it gets to a lot of crypto-minded people. You're coming to New York too, I think, right?
I should, yeah. I'm planning to be there in March probably. I should apply for a visa because now it's taking like a couple months. One of our guys wanted to go to the crypto conference, to cryptography conference, and he couldn't because he wasn't able to get the visa in 2 months. And after it was over, he received the visa. So I'm gonna apply now, and in a couple months, I think I'll be able to go.
All right, cool. If you need help with that, if you're here in New York, you let me know. I'll come pick you up.
Sure. Yeah, I'll visit you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come pick you up. And I'll help you out. With talking to people. Sometimes it helps when you got a local next to you.
Yeah, and we're organizing very many meetups, developer meetups here. So we'll have one, and on Friday next week, I'm gonna be talking about proof of stake and recent developments. So because there is lots of misconceptions about proof of stake, people think that it's not secure. It's pretty secure actually, and I wanna explain how it works and how it can be made secure. Yeah. So we have lots of stuff here.
Yeah, we'll get into it. I got some more technical stuff for you.
Yeah, sure.
Since the last big thing I believe was the full node release. So have there been anything? Is there anything new to the full nodes that after the release?
We are tweaking the code constantly because we started with Scorex platform and it wasn't really production ready, so we have to tweak and to modify it, and basically in some time we won't have any Scorex code left, it looks like. So on one hand it enabled us to move faster. On the other hand, we have to rework the code. So there's some kind of a trade-off here. So we are tweaking the code. We are making it more easier to work with. So, and at the same time, we're working on features. So our next big feature is DEX and fiat gateways. And what is the roadmap for like later? We'll have to work on the structure of our blocks. We have to make a proper block structure. We have to make a header like what you have in Bitcoin now, more or less. So we will be able to enable our research that was done with the Boston professor about these cryptocurrency structures. And to do that, we'll have to tweak the structure of our Waves blocks. So we'll have to do that. And after that, we'll be working on scalability. We have some roadmap for scalability. So, and at the same time, we'll need to implement features because I can admit that we took too much time to implement what we have now, and we'll be more focused on business applications now. At the same time, trying to integrate all those nice features with scalability and stuff. But now we are more focused on business applications and features that can be implemented right here, right now.
Right. So speaking of business applications, what if a company like Insane or Togs or any company that wants to use the blockchain, is there some type of advantage for them to run their own full node? What advantage is there for that? I mean, why would they want their own?
They can use our nodes or nodes from other community members. So, but to be in full control, it better have your own node, of course. And
would it increase speed?
Yeah, sure, and you can control it, and if because you can't trust other people's nodes, if they go down, you're like, you can't do anything. So you'd better be in control of the situation. And of course, when we have DEX, it could make sense to have your own DEX node, so you can have your own matcher, and you can offer the service to people, and you can make some additional money from offering this service, from this matching service, because
Gotcha.
it's gonna have fees, so you're gonna be earning fees, so it's nice. And having your own node is nice, and it doesn't take much effort. It's pretty easy now at this stage, and the sooner you are you enter the Waves ecosystem, the better, I think, because you understand how it works, and in future you'll be able to profit from it. Like, you'll have more understanding how it works. So, and it's very easy
Right.
to have your own full node. It's very easy to set up and to maintain.
Right, and that's 10,000 Waves tokens, which isn't much. It's probably 3 or 4 Bitcoin, right? And you could get started now while it's cheaper than later. I think Incent has about 2 or 3 full nodes they're running.
Yeah, they do have several nodes. Yeah.
So I believe that would make them a really efficient team, right? They'd make things run really nicely for them.
Yeah, because Incent is gonna build on Waves DEX. Actually, they are waiting for our DEX to be launched so they can start trading their loyalty token. So they have to use our tech. So
nice. So they are the first application on the Waves platform.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
And they have a customer loyalty program. Using the blockchain, which is fantastic. It's an amazing product. We did a show on open value, as opposed to the closed value. So, if people want to listen into my older shows, look at the open value show, and you'll understand what makes them special. Tell me about cats. What are the advantages? What could be done with cats?
Many things. At this stage, the most important application is, of course, crowdfunding campaigns, and you can use those tokens in applications like Incent. For example, Incent has this cats functionality, and it can reward the customers with those tokens. Actually, Incent is considering different applications. They are thinking about becoming a loyalty program for ICOs. For example, they launched a platform for ICOs. They just offer their platform that they use for their own ICO to other projects. And if you use their platform, you can also use Incent token as a loyalty token for your ICO, which is also nice, actually. So there can be very many applications here. And what else we want to have? We have several pretty interesting projects, like Unusual, for example, which are going to start crowdfunding soon. For example, we have a project that launches co-working places in several major cities in Europe, and US actually. So they're going to crowdfund for co-workings, and you're going to be able to buy a pass to all the co-working places in all the cities they are working with. It's pretty interesting. No one did it before. Yeah, so it's like, crypto is coming to real world. So it's coming to real estate, to real brick and mortar business. Also, we have several groups of people who want to start things like with raising funds for production, for stuff like that. So those tokens can be used for very many things, and the most obvious application is using them for like a voucher or token for your future product. You have a prototype and you want to scale, you want to launch the manufacturing to order like 1,000 gadgets or whatever in China at some Chinese factory. So you just sell those vouchers to people and they can swap those vouchers for the actual product when it's ready. So this application is very obvious, and very many businesses, not only cryptocurrency, but like brick and mortar stuff, can go in that direction. So we are talking to some like VC guys, to some very big companies, integrates Waves tokens and offers these services to like big business to like to industry. For example, when you have like as I've just told you, when you have some like prototype and you want to scale it, and you need like, for example, $1 million, and people are buying some kind of vouchers for your future product, or for example, some retail companies can come to this platform and buy the product with a huge discount. And for that money, you order the production, the manufacturing, and people can buy the product with those vouchers later. And there is a huge interest here, and we are talking to some pretty big VC people about launching a web platform. It's going to be like Kickstarter for big business, something like that. And I'm not sure if we succeed, but we are doing our best, and that can be pretty big.
Nice. What's Quadriga CX?
What
You heard of it?
What is that actually? I don't remember. Actually.
Somebody mentioned it in Slack. I thought maybe you would know, because I have no idea.
Yeah, no. It rings a bell, but I can't really recall what it is actually.
All right, yeah, no problem. So yeah. What? So I'm more interested. So CATS, what does that stand for exactly? What does CAT stand for? This term you've created?
It's custom application token. So
okay. And what functions can it replace from the Ethereum platform? I've heard you say that in the past that you could do something with CAT, with the custom application token that Ethereum does in a more complicated way.
Yeah,
you could do it simpler with CAT.
Yeah, you can trade them in a decentralized way, because we developed this scheme when you have centralized matching with decentralized settlement. So in Ethereum, it's pretty costly to have this structure. You can't really realize decentralized trading with Ethereum contracts, because it uses up too much gas actually. So, and it's very costly. And this approach, when you have centralized matching and only settlement is on the blockchain, is cheap. It's cheap, and it's more centralized, but it's cheaper, and you don't have to send your funds to the exchange, because you have your funds at all times at your wallet. So the exchange is doing just the matching, and you are in control of your funds at all times. So there is some kind of centralization here, but at the same time you don't risk any money here. So it's nice. This is a nice approach, and no one did it before. And Ethereum is very cool, and I realize that you need to have some kind of smart contracts functionality, and I'm thinking how we can implement it in some different way from Ethereum, because people will be coming to Ethereum no matter what, no matter what happens to it, if it can fork again, but people will be coming to Ethereum for that functionality, for that smart contract functionality, because it's very flexible, and it allows you to do things that can be done on other platforms. So we'll have to have that too. We have a couple ideas, but it's very far from completion and from complete realization, and at the same time we have to decide how we proceed with smart contracts. So maybe at the end of the year we'll have something, because obviously a good blockchain platform has to have some kind of smart contracts functionality.
Nice, yeah. And Satoshi Nakamoto, that was one of his, latest ideas for, before he disappeared. He said he wanted, the smart contracts feature, those type of features on with Bitcoin. But
Yeah,
then he disappeared and it never happened. And then
yeah, he had
Ethereum
them.
kind of
Yeah,
took over.
yeah, yeah. They have scripting in Bitcoin, and it's actually Ethereum didn't bring any new ideas because they just used the idea of Bitcoin scripting. They just made it Turing complete. They just realized this scheme when you can't have like you can't run it indefinitely. You have to pay for running the contracts, and Bitcoin didn't have it. So this is the achievement of Ethereum, this scheme, but it was all already inside Bitcoin.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was realized in Bitcoin in a way. Yeah. So it actually Ethereum is cool, but it doesn't really bring any new ideas. Everything has already been in Bitcoin. And
Yep.
new ideas maybe they are coming. For example, what Zcash has, it's a new cryptography which Bitcoin didn't have. So it's like it's a very serious thing too. It really brings something innovative. And Ethereum is innovative too, but it all has already been in Bitcoin. And
Yep.
probably it makes sense to try to realize some kind of non-Turing complete scripting the way it was realized in Bitcoin. There are some ways about approaching this, so we're thinking about that too. And there are some different schemes about with Turing completeness. I'm looking into various platforms now. For example, Chain platform is very nice. It's a permissioned ledger. I really like it, the way it's realized. So they raised lots of money, like $40 million for the implementation, and they did a very nice thing. It's a permissioned ledger, closed platform, but it's really cool. So take a look at it when you have time. So it's called Chain. And there are also Hyperledger, which is also nice, and they all have this scripting. Hyperledger has Ethereum contracts, Chain has some other approach, and we're thinking in which direction we should go in order to have some kind of scripting, blockchain scripting, and blockchain smart contracts. So we'll have to have it too.
Nice, yes, and that's an important feature. And everything you said earlier, that it's in Bitcoin already, I read that in the book of Satoshi. So I just read all that, so
Absolutely, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
fresh in my mind. And I like to see that you're up on your game with other innovations that are coming out. So you seem to constantly do your homework.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I have somebody in the Slack here. He says, "Is it feasible to run a pool of funds, community governance, DAO like CAT?"
No, it's gonna be feasible, yeah, because we are also working on leasing now, on leasing functionality, when you can lease your funds and the forger or the miner can just use your funds to mine. So it's some kind of mining pool in a way. It's just some approach to mining pools, and you have to have leasing functionality in order to make proof of stake secure. Actually, yeah, people don't really realize that usually, because you can't have very small stakes mining in proof of stake, because in this way an attacker will be able to create thousands of accounts and send like 10 waves or 10 NXT to each account, and in a way he'll be able to control the network, because he can actually try to attack the network, do some kind of grinding attack, and have all the proof of stake rewards to himself. So you have to limit the minimum amount with which you can forge or mine, and you kind of you don't allow small miners to have profits. So in order to enable them to make some money of the fees, you need to have this leasing functionality. So a small account holder can just lease his or her funds to the miner and have some profit from the activity of the miner. So it's very important. in this approach for security. So we're gonna have this type of pools, some kind of mining pool through the leasing functionality very soon. We are working on this. So we have a coder who's working on this now. So we'll have leasing too very soon. I think it's almost ready. We have. I want to enable people to lease not only Waves tokens but also assets, custom tokens that can have very many nice applications actually. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, NXT didn't have that. For example, you could only lease NXT, and I want people to to be able to lease also like custom tokens, and it's kind of interesting what can be done with this. I see lots of applications, lots of directions where it can be used. So we'll have this functionality too. Waves leasing is kind of ready. We have to test it, and we'll have this token leasing, and after that we'll launch leasing functionality too.
Right, and the what's the difference between the leasing functionality and the regular POS?
Yeah,
just for new people.
Just the part of POS, because you mine with your stake in proof of stake in POS in POS system, and if you are a small holder, if you don't have like more than 10,000 waves at this moment, you can't mine, you can't forge, you can't make money off the transaction fees in the network. So you need to provide the leasing functionality for small account holders to be able to profit from the fees. So they just lease their funds. They lease, for example, 1,000 waves to a big account, and this big account shares the profits with them, and they're always in control of the funds. They can just cancel the lease, and they can take the money back, and the mining node can't use the funds. They can only use them for forging, but they can spend them. So you're always in control of your funds, and at the same time you make money off transaction fees without actual mining. It's a nice thing which is important for security of proof of stake systems, because you can't have very small accounts mining in proof of stake. You have to have some limit. This is like some kind of restriction which you have in proof of stake systems, and you have to have this leasing functionality for the network security.
Okay, that's so what you're saying, fundraising a large pool of funds could threaten the network because the money they use can be used to stake and control the network. So doesn't that apply to anyone doing crowdfunding on the platform?
I mean, if people raise too much money and too much waves, yeah, you have this attack. You have 51% attack in proof of stake at this stage. So if someone is able to have 51% of all proof of stake coins, including waves, he can control the system. That's for sure. Yeah. And there are some like ideas to, for example, Vitalik is writing a lot about that, about some kind of economic incentives. So theoretically, in proof of stake systems, you can even thwart 51% attack. So you can have some kind of economic finality, which this term was invented by Vitalik, I think, when even if the attacker has like 90% of all stake in the network, you are still fine. You need to have some kind of economic incentives. For example, when people are trying to mine onto forks, so they are like supporting the attacker and they are mining on their own fork, they're like banned from the network, and their stake is like, is taken from them. So when you see that someone is mining on two forks, on two branches of the blockchain, you just take his or her stake from him, you just fine him. Yeah. So this approach can work, but we don't have it yet, but it's probably we will have something like that along the way. It's actually what Ethereum people are trying to realize with Casper, this approach. It's nice because it's really it's quite sophisticated. It's quite nice. So it enables to thwart 51% attacks, even if the attacker has more than half of the total stake. The network is still fine. But at this moment we don't have this approach. So if someone is able to have like half of all the waves, he can control the network. That's true.
Okay, that was actually Rick from Slack. He's saying his question is not about proof of stake and leasing funds.
Mm-hmm.
His question was about doing a crowdfunding and letting the cat holders decide what to do with it. For example, could there be a charity cat that allows people who donate decide what to do with the money?
Yes, we'll have voting functionality. That's why we are launching actually Waves Community Token. It's gonna be quite important for the ecosystem because people will be able to vote with it. If you have this token, you can vote, for example, for endorsing some projects, or you can vote for many things. Okay, we'll see what people are going to be voting for, but the basic idea is to vote for endorsement of the new projects that are coming to Waves platform. And if you launch this crowdfunding token with which you are trying to make the crowdfunding, you can also vote with it. Yes, if you saw NXT, they had this nice functionality, nice voting functionality. It wasn't really used, but it was pretty nice actually. It was, I don't know why people didn't use it.
It was too complicated. That's
yeah, maybe, yeah, but it was nice actually. If you support some ICO, they send you the tokens, and you can, in principle, you can vote. You can have this voting for the direction where you're taking the project. So it's possible. It depends on your agreement between your community and the project maintainers. So it's doable. So it's if you say to people that I'm going to crowdfund, I'm going to issue this token, and you'll be able to vote for the direction where we are taking the project. So I think people will be glad and they'll be participating. Of course, they have to be active, because why it didn't really work, why it usually doesn't work, because people are passive. Okay, they don't want to be so involved into your project. They want to just, flip your coins and sell and make some like 300% profit, and they don't really wanna to participate to. This is the tragedy of commons. This is like, this some kind of game theoretical thing. When you want people to vote for something, and only people who have some agenda, they vote, and and all the other people are just passive and they don't want to vote. And people who want to attain some like specific goal, they do vote, but all the other guys are just passive and don't vote. So there is some kind of wrong incentive here. So but we need to find a way. I think with Waves Community Token, we want to engage people in the community, to make them be more engaged, and to monitor the new projects which are coming to Waves platform, to endorse them, and to actually profit from new ICOs, even if they don't send them any money. Yeah, because if they endorse it, the idea is new projects will be happy to send some tokens over to Waves community, and they will be distributed among the Waves community token holders. So you just have to hold the token. You don't have to invest in any ICOs, but you'll still be getting some profits from the new ICOs on Waves platform.
Right, and it's kind of like NXT Venture. I think back in the day, there was an NXT asset called NXT Venture that did kind of the same thing. over time, just people stopped using it. But what you're saying that there's going to be some type of voting function, that's
Yeah.
built,
Yeah.
that uses it, so that might increase its warranty and its
Sure.
utility. So the voting feature could be used independently by tokens. And you also mentioned crowdfunding. Will there be a website that people could start their crowdfunding on?
We are talking to several working crowdfunding platforms, and we are talking to several groups of people who want to make their own platform, and something is going to materialize very soon, because we need to have this Kickstarter like website that has tokens. And we have this product thing that I told you about, this thing when like factories can crowdfund for new products, but we have to have like normal Kickstarter approach when startups can announce their project and can issue some kind of tokens that are used within their project, like
Right now.
like for example, social network launches an internal currency and it sells it to investors, and it can be used later within the network, stuff like that. It should be also done in a centralized way. We have to have some web platform where people can do it easily. Of course, probably it's not our thing. It should be built on top of Waves. So we are working with a couple groups of people who want to do that, and because of course, probably if we think that we should do that on our own, we'll do this web platform. It's not a problem, but we'd better have someone support, maintain, and launch it, because it should be a third-party project. So it's gonna be launched definitely, and it should be pretty important for Waves and for the whole ecosystem, because you don't have this platform, you don't have Kickstarter with coins, with tokens yet. And when it's there, it can change everything, I think, because you have this new degree of freedom when you can exit your pledge, when you can sell your pledge, like in Kickstarter, when you pledge some funds and you can't really sell it to anybody, you're just waiting for the product. And
I think-
here you'll,
I think
change everything.
I think Starcoin or StarJoin is something like that.
Yeah, they use only start coins to crowdfund, I think, and we want to have a platform where you can just spend your dollars and euros and everything you got. You don't need to use the Waves tokens. It is launched on Waves. You have Waves tokens, but it can be sold for everything, because we'll have gateways, we'll have USD token, Euro token, Bitcoin token, and at a web platform you'll be able to spend your fiat money directly. So it doesn't have to be Waves.
All right, so
give
give me a timeline for those gateways. So what's coming out first? Bitcoin gateway?
Bitcoin gateway is the simplest. We're gonna revive actually for this Coinomat project, which was dormant for a couple months. Yeah, but it's time to revive it, I think, and the Bitcoin gateway will be realized in partnership with Coinomat. And so it's not my project. It's not my project at this stage. It's another coder there, but he's back to work, and they have a new team. And Bitcoin will be supported through Coinomat at this stage. And later, probably we'll have to work with different exchanges to make some kind of multi-signature account when, for example, several exchanges can control all the Bitcoins that are within Waves ecosystem. So it's easy, it's very easy, because this thing was done for NXT. We have this plugin in NXT with Coinomat. It was exactly what we want to have now in Waves. So Bitcoin is very easy. And at the same time, we have a company payment system which is going to support Euro, and a little later will support USD. So in spring probably. Euro is coming soon. Euro and Bitcoin is coming really soon. and we'll see how it works because we should see how it works in general. Are there any issues? And when it's all good, we can also outsource it probably to like bigger companies if they're interested. I hope they will, to some bigger payment systems that are going to be supporting and maintaining fiat currency on Waves platform. But for now, I think to test things out, we should be in control of those gateways. So, and when it's all ready, we'll outsource it to like bigger companies.
All right. Any idea about Canadian gateway? Is there a Canadian gateway?
Yeah, Canadian is doable because you don't have so many regulations in Canada. So it's just a matter of like prioritization, what you should do first and what should come next. Canadian dollar is easier than USD dollar to implement here, so we'll have it. But probably have to do something with yuan first, and of course with US dollar.
You mentioned Coinomat. Do the holders of Coinomat get dividends or rewards on the transactions they do?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's gonna be a for-profit project for Coinomat at this stage. Not like they won't charge much, but they will charge something, of course. So, but it's like, I don't know, 1% at most, not more, maybe less, maybe even less, or some flat fee. So the idea is to use the functionality we did for NXT and to revive the project at the same time, because I think it was a nice project. It was the first instant cryptocurrency exchange. Actually, it was before Shapeshift. So like, and Shapeshift came later. So Coinomat was really the first instant cryptocurrency exchanger. So I think we shouldn't let it like go away. We should make it work again.
Yeah, I think Shapeshift is having issues at the moment, right?
Probably. I don't really follow them, but they're very nice projects actually. Shapeshift, they did some things better than we did, and they had more money for promotion. So there is no like bad blood here, but okay, I think that Coinomat should come back and should work again. We'll make Coinomat great again.
Nice. That should be a slogan for the website.
Yeah.
Like Trump.
Yeah, sure. So
it's
a good slogan. Yeah.
We're gonna build a wall. A big wall. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah. Huge wall.
But will we be able to trade altcoins through the multi-gateways?
Yeah, I think that many altcoins are becoming important now. We have Ethereum. I like Litecoin now because Litecoin is back to life. They implemented the features that Bitcoin it can't implement. So I think Litecoin can have the Lightning Network sooner than Bitcoin, and that can be pretty big because the Litecoin founder is very active.
Charlie Lee.
He like pushing Litecoin everywhere. I think that there can be something pretty interesting there. So probably we'll have Litecoin, Ethereum, and maybe some other coins within Waves wallet.
Oh, nice. Lately I've been seeing Syscoin. Is System Coin? Syscoin?
Yeah, I have to look. I kept an eye on them since some time. They were but they wanted to build some marketplace. I don't know what they are trying to implement now. They were focused on some kind of like decentralized marketplace, some kind of functionality.
It's a little different than OpenBazaar. There's no downtime. If your server drops, your stuff don't come off the market. It's a decentralized marketplace basically, but they also have like an escrow system built in. So and people who want to be arbiters, who handle the escrow, they can make some money being an arbiter on the system. It's all built in the system. They're actually very, very skilled coders on that team.
Yeah.
So take a look when you get a chance. They can't. I invited them into our Slack. If you want to talk to them,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
they're very nice people.
Yeah, I remember they wanted to implement tokens too. It was like, but then they made a pivot and they became focused on marketplace. But I'll be happy to work. We are working with everybody who wants to work with us. So we are very open to cooperation. Everybody who knows me, they know that I'm always ready to cooperate with people. If someone wants to work with us, we want to work with you guys. So come to Waves platform and let's cooperate.
You know, the way I see it, there's so many different niches and so many different technologies, and maybe down the road, when you got this great engine, right, and you got this great muffler exhaust system, and you got somebody building a great wheels, right, and maybe a few years down the road, we're gonna have some type of Ferrari system, where they all work together.
Yeah, it takes time, but once it's done, it can be big.
So, talk to me about transaction times. What's the plan? And is the rumor true that it will it'll compete with central exchanges like Polo?
It should, yeah, because if you have centralized matching, it can be as fast as any centralized exchange. The settlement takes time, but the orders are matched very fast, so you can see that your order is executed and you have to wait for the actual settlement, but you have your order executed, so it can be fast. And if we have some issues with like throughput, we have some roadmap for throughput too. It's not a secret actually. I want to implement Bitcoin NG for proof of stake system. Bitcoin NG is some kind of approach that allows you to it can be also implemented in Bitcoin. You have like key blocks and you have like small blocks between them. So the miner that generates the key block can keep generating new blocks before until the new key block arrives. So the miner doesn't have to wait like for 10 minutes like in Bitcoin for the next block. He can keep generating the blocks. It's called Bitcoin NG, and it allows to use the mining power more efficiently, and it of course improves the throughput. You can have you can increase the throughput like I don't know how many times, it's hard to say, but you can have around 100 transactions per second or even more, up to 1000. You have to wait for the finalization, but at the same time you can push more transactions into network. It can be realized for proof of stake system. I don't see any reasons not to do that. So after we have more features, like we have gateways, we have DEX, and the load on the network is pretty big, we'll have to realize this throughput enhancement, which allows us to have like 1000 transactions per minute, and I think it will have to do that.
Also, is that per minute or per second?
Okay, 1000. Okay, I don't think it's gonna be like thousands per second, but it's up to 1000 is doable, I think, in this approach. And we'll have to realize that thing that we've been working on with Leonid, the professor from Boston, that allows us to have a smaller local database, and that is going to allow miners to process transactions faster, and you don't have to store all the blockchain data. It can be big too, and no one did it before either. So these combinations of two approaches of authenticated data structures approach that allows to reduce the load on the local node, and Bitcoin NG approach that allows to push more transactions into the blockchain. This combination is going to allow us to have a very robust and productive system. And if we are able to put some smart contract functionality on top of that, it's gonna be a very versatile and very like complete system. So this is our goal. So I realized that you do need to have contracts, and now I'm looking for ways to make this functionality as fast as possible and as useful as possible. So we'll have to have contracts too. Yeah.
All right.
But
Okay.
now we have to have features, more features. Like we have to have gateways. We have to have DEX. Basically, we want to have everything that we promised, everything that you can see in our wallet, and like all those inactive tabs, they have to become active. This is our goal for the next several months.
All right. Okay. Can you explain the idea behind improving authenticated dynamic dictionaries and how it could be used? Is this only unique to Waves?
Yeah. It can be used anywhere. For example, Cardano system, it's like from IOHK. Charles Hoskinson is the leader. They are trying to use this too because it's open source. Of course, it can be used by anybody. So the idea here is to allow miners not to store all the data. Or you have, for example, imagine that you have like 1,000 assets or 10,000 assets, 10,000 different tokens in the network, and you can't really store all the transaction data for all the tokens. If you care only about, for example, the token that you issued, but you still need to verify all the blocks if you are mining, or if you are just using the system, you have to verify all the blocks. But in order to do that, you have to have the full transaction history. And this authenticated data structure approach allows you not to have the full transaction history, but store only some kind of digest of the history. And you can use this digest to verify the transactions. There is some like cryptographical proof that you have to store locally. You don't have to store the transaction data. All you need to store is this proof. And you can verify all the transactions in tokens that you don't really care about using this proof. You still have to verify the blocks. So you need to verify all transactions, even for tokens that you don't really have any use for. And in order to be able to verify it efficiently, you need to have those proofs which are pretty small, and you don't have to store all the data, and you can verify it really fast. And it can be used also for the native token for Waves. Potentially it can be used in any kind of cryptocurrency, like also for Bitcoin probably. So it's a very interesting approach, because the idea here is not to store all the data, all the transaction data, but to store some kind of Merkle tree. It also comes from Bitcoin. Yeah, this Merkle tree approach. It's some kind of enhancement of Merkle tree. You store this Merkle tree, and you can verify all the transactions using this Merkle tree like structure. Not the full data. This is the approach which is really useful for scalability, and it will be used by many systems, I'm sure.
Right. Only problem is when a decision needs to be made on Bitcoin, you need a whole consensus from everybody. You know, is there going to be some type of consensus with Waves, or is there going to be like a group, like that'll help make decisions in the future?
I think that my idea is to use the whole community. So Waves community token is made especially for this, when you can like reach out to your community and ask them to vet some projects or to decide on something. So we'll see how it works, but the idea is to have this voting token. It's very important, so everybody can have it, and everybody who wants to participate can participate. And we'll have some kind of board, I think, some kind of foundation further along the way. I think this year, within half a year, we'll have like a standard structure, some kind of foundation which decides on the general direction of Waves platform development. So because now like I'm talking to very many people now, so it's kind of complicated, because I just want to kickstart the business side of the project. Yeah, so to have more startups coming to us to they need to start crowdfunding on us, and those organizational things can wait because we need to move faster now because we had some issues with slow development, so we need to catch up and start moving faster. So all those bureaucracy can slow us down. So my goal now is to make the business side really work.
Nice. So this Waves community token, that's what WCT is. This token, it comes out today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah. So during office hours. So like when people are in the office, we'll launch it. So within, I think, in 12 hours or so, because it's 2 a.m. now here. So and I'm gonna be in the office in about 8 hours, and when people are there in about 10 to 12 hours, we'll distribute the token to all the people who have their Waves out of exchanges. Because if you have your Waves tokens at some exchange, at Bittrex, for example, you don't receive the community token.
Right, so the first distribution is going to be 20%, and then for the next 9 months, it's going to be 10% every month.
Yeah.
And the way it works is between, and correct me if I'm wrong, between the 16th, so tomorrow, and the 15th of next month, there's going to be snapshots taken because this initial one was only 15 days.
Yeah, 15 days, and next distributions will use monthly snapshots. So you have daily snapshots within during the month, and then you just average out. So you make some average balance using the snapshots that were taken during the last month, and you have some average balance distribution, and you send the tokens out according to it. Yeah, something like that.
All right. It sounds really important for community members to be holding WCT, from what I understand.
Yeah.
You know, so
it can be like it can be big. It can be important at some kind of DAO functionality, more or less, like secure DAO when you don't run any fancy smart contracts that can fail when you just use your tokens to vote, like more, and those projects that want to distribute their ICO tokens to Waves community send it to the maintainers, and we distribute it to the whole community. And when we have smart contracts that can be like streamlined, and we can have a more or less like a proper DAO further along the way.
Okay, so you could profit through new assets. You could have voting rights. Then I heard a little rumor that you know, you had byte balls sent to your account, your escrow account, or your Bitcoin account, and you're going to be distributing them through the.
Yeah, sure. Place? Yeah. It was like Paul, the guy from Coinimal. Maybe you know him from Slack, Austrian guy. He's very active on Bitcoin Talk, and he's doing this all the time. He's been our escrow, and he's been escrowing several other projects, and he offered this. I didn't keep an eye on this, and he said, why not? So we can just use to sign a message using the private key from ICO funds, or for some part of it, and we can have some byte balls because they are doing some kind of airdrop. When you just send it to, you don't have to spend any actual money. You just have to sign a message with your key, with your private key, and you get those byte balls in return. So why not? Actually, I think it was pretty nice. Use some part of funds, not all of them, of course, because probably it could cause some drama if we did that. So we used like 20%, I think, of the total funds to sign a message, and it worked pretty nice. So the byte balls have been sold, and we had like 30 bitcoins, 35 bitcoins from this, and we'll distribute it as Bitcoin token to all the Waves community holders.
Wow.
So it should be nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's like, no, we can't do it like regularly because there are not so many ICOs like that, but why not? We don't spend any money and it's like money for free, and we don't need it, of course, because we have ICO funds, but I think it should be nice for our community to have those tokens.
Awesome. Very awesome, man. So you better hold on to them because, you know, who knows in the future what other things pop up that he might want to share.
Sure, yeah. And if some other airdrops are coming along our way, why not? We can use those funds because we are not burning much funds because it's like $50,000 per month or 60 maybe. So we'll have money for development for like years to come.
I heard you guys have a new wiki page, and who's this Evelina girl? You know, I'm usually interested in the girls.
Yeah, she's our public relations girl. She's very smart and she's cool. So and she's a hard worker. So she's good, and she's working on communications, and the Wikipedia page should be there. Yeah, you mean like main Wikipedia English language article, right?
Yeah, she does a lot of good work out there. I've been watching.
Yeah, because there was some like drama with Russian Wikipedia when they didn't want to have waves, and then they realized they need to have waves, and okay, and so people are starting to know us. So soon everybody is gonna know what waves is.
Nice. All right. So I think I'm done with my own questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm pretty much done with my own questions. I have a couple more on my list, and then we'll get to the community questions because those are ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So there are rumors that you have been in touch with many interested industries, but people say they never hear anything about them. Can you shed some light? Because inquiring minds.
Yeah, let me describe some like groups of people. I can't reveal all the information yet, but okay, I'm talking to some pretty big VC guys, or they are not even VC, they're like big guys, about some kind of industry platform for like factories. I told you about it like 20 minutes ago. Also, I'm talking to some banking group. They want to implement some kind of permissioned blockchain system for some kind of bank cooperative when they can sell their like credit portfolios. So when you can sell or buy some kind of like portfolios of credits that were issued by some banks. It's like what people did during mortgage crisis, but more efficiently. Yeah. So when they were selling like packages of bad loans, and banks couldn't realize that those packages were bad because everybody thought that if you average like 1,000 loans out and you package them, it becomes like secure. It's not like that, and you need to be able to select all those loans and buy them individually. So we want to implement the system. It can be pretty big. So it can be like some kind of permissioned version of Waves platform for banks. So we are in the initial stages. We are like writing technical assignments now, but it's okay. I think they're very interested, and it's pretty probable that we're going to implement the system. So we have this. We have platform for big business to crowdfund for their manufacturing. I'm talking to very many payment systems, to very many startups in so important stuff.
Yep, come back to us. All right. Looks like Sasha internet maybe got a little cut. And we'll wait for him to come back. It happened for like 5 seconds before. Nope, there he goes. He'll be back in a second. All right, guys. Yeah, so those were my questions. I have a spreadsheet to show you guys. My questions were only a page long. These community questions are about 3 pages long, so sit tight. Mamma mia, there's a lot of questions. Good questions. There's a lot of repeats though. So I'm just gonna go over the ones we've touched upon already. I'm not gonna ask those again. Implementing of 2FA. We got point of sale feasible. Yeah. A lot of questions about t-shirts. All right, guys, we just wait patiently for him to come back. He did touch upon a lot of things. So we're going to get some WCT coin tomorrow, which sounds pretty awesome. I noticed there's a bit of a pump today. I'm not sure if that's the reason why, but you know, normally before things like this happen, there's a little bit of a pump. Hopefully it's not a pump and it's normal. You know, it's just going back to normal after the holidays.
I'm back. Sorry, I had some issues with connection.
Hey,
Can
no
you hear
problem.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Here, yeah. So I was talking about
I thought you got scared.
some Wi-Fi. I had to move to another room to use the electricity because my laptop is almost dead. So and there was some Wi-Fi problem. So it's okay now. So I was talking about the projects we are talking to.
Right.
So
yes.
We have lots of things like from all walks of life. I'm even talking to some kind of like political party here. They want to build a political platform for their party on blockchain. So it's like very many things, and I'm not sure it's gonna materialize, but something will materialize. And I'm talking to startups that they want to crowdfund, and there are very many interesting things there.
What kind of startups?
Cryptocurrency and also brick and mortar stuff. There is like a factory that they want to crowdfund for like a factory that produces some kind of like, you know, metal. So it's interesting. Okay, I'll talk about it a little later. They're gonna announce it next week, I think. It's interesting. No one did before. You'll be surprised. Yeah, actually. So
hey, everyone knows my favorite metal is silver.
It's not silver, but it's close. Yeah, so it's some kind of like more industrial metal. And what else? This thing also this very many interest in real estate projects. So people either want to raise money for building a new real estate or for buying like apartments and renting them out and sharing the profits. Several groups of people, and one group is ready to launch. They have a I told about it like an hour ago probably. They have one like co-working in Amsterdam, and they want to scale. They want to have several co-working places. Like it's like more like a technical hub. So you can go there and you can rent an office like immediately. You go there with your team and you just they set you up within a day. So you can just have your several desks, internet, everything, your own office room, and you can start working. So it's a very nice thing. It's pretty useful. And if you know, like WeWork, for example, it's a huge company with capitalization in like $15 billion, like Their evaluation is around $15 billion actually. WeWork, and this is a huge business actually. So, and they want to raise money for the scaling of their co-working place network, and you'll be able to buy some kind of token that allows you to use all their facilities all over the world forever. Yeah, you just buy it once and you can use any places they have forever. Like it's a new way to raise money for business, I think. When you sell some kind of voucher that can be used to buy your product when it's ready, and it's a very nice thing. So we have this startup, like real estate startup. We have this factory startup. We have several more traditional startups like in cryptocurrency that are going to be launching soon. And we are talking to like many like normal businesses, like to some kind of industry guys who want to make this crowdfunding platform for factories, and to those banking guys. And I'm like meeting like 3 to 5 different groups of people each day. Like, so it's lots of action here, and something is going to materialize very soon.
Nice. All right. All right. So that's the last of my questions. We're going to start the community's questions now. These are people that have been sending me questions for the last couple days. All right. So the first question is: Waves capable of being used as a point of sale feasibly?
Yes, with a mobile application. We're launching a mobile application too soon. So we had this done before New Year, but we had to rework it because the design wasn't the best one. So it took us a little longer, but it's almost ready, and it's gonna be an application for both Android and iOS, and then we'll have like native applications. So we are working on native applications too now, and it can be used as point of sale, of course, because you have the Waves application as a seller, and you just generate a QR code, and your buyer can scan your QR code and pay to your address. So it's easy, and we have those. We plan to have, and we soon have those fiat tokens, which makes things really nice, because you can pay not only in Bitcoin like that, because you can pay in Bitcoin like that probably already, but you'll be able to pay in fiat money like that just by QR code. So everybody will be able to accept payments on blockchain using their mobile phone.
All right. When we are able to test DEX, will the UI be on testnet?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to test it for some time, I think, on testnet, because it's no one did it, and there can be some bugs, obviously. So we'll have it on testnet first, and front end is really needed, because we had very many front end tasks. And we need another coder for this, so we'll be hiring a new coder for front end, and especially for DEX next week, and he'll be focused on DEX development, on the DEX front end. So after that, we'll have it on testnet with front end, and people will be testing it for a while. So since the back end is ready, it shouldn't take us too long.
Nice. All right, and somebody wants to know, is there any solution with implementing 2FA, or as another one asked, what's that other one?
2FA,
UTF-8, which is kind of a...
Hockey, there's a guy from Slack, German guy, German professor. He's working on 2FA. That approach that we realized at the hackathon, it was faulty. Yeah, there was some like kind of attack that we overlooked, but we found it on our own, and we have to rework it a little. So he claims that he found a new way to make it secure, so we'll be working on that too. Because it's always like that, because when you think that you implement something and you find a bug there and you have to tweak it, but eventually we'll have it. So, but now the focus is on DEX, on leasing, and on fiat gateways, because it should be more useful and more like business oriented, and people can use it immediately, and 2FA can wait a little.
Nice. I think someone here is looking to be in your employ. What skills do you need for a front end coder? JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, or Angular?
Yeah, Angular and JS. Yeah, you need to know Angular and JS and be like, an expert and have some like experience, like several years, because we are looking for top coders now. It can be a problem with Bitcoin, with blockchain, because there are not so many coders, but who know what Bitcoin is or what blockchains are. But with like normal JS development, we select only the best people, of course, because we have money and there are many people who are doing JS and front-end development, and we need only the best people here.
All right. So early working versions released to mainnet, aiming for end of Q1.
With DEX, or
I think he means a full-featured DEX.
Yeah.
So I
the
think
backend
he's
is ready. Yes, if someone wants to test it out, please do, because the code is ready. So everybody's welcome. It's not so like comfortable to test it like without the front end, because in DEX front end is pretty important, because you can test it like 10 times as faster when you have a good front end. But it can be tested through API, and if someone wants to help out, we'll be happy to use your help. So please take a look at our DEX, which is at GitHub.
Nice. All right. So I think you answered this one earlier with the assets being able to forge. Say I buy a Waves asset such as Incent. This is bought with Waves. If I am forging Waves, the Waves I spent to buy Incent, are they included in the weight of my forging?
No, because you actually send them to the owner of your Incent tokens, to the previous owner, so he can forge with your tokens, but you can't. Or if you send them, like if you trade them, so you send an order to the exchange, you can forge, because you can forge with those funds, yes. But if you already bought Incent token, you can't forge, because your counterparty, the person you bought it from, can forge with it.
All right. My own personal question here. Can you give me a little more about the token forging? Like if there's a proof of stake coin out there and they're not doing very well, right? Is it possible for them to come on to the tokens platform and utilize the Waves platform and utilize your blockchain and forge, like proof of stake, like they are normally, so instead of being separate from the economy of coins, in the economy of coins, have them join the Waves platform, and maybe their coin that is not a success can be a success, by coming to a community.
You mean they need to forge it? They need to generate new coins, or they just want to export their coin to a new blockchain?
Right. So basically, they do a trade themselves. So they create the token of their coin on the Waves platform. And then
they can do it.
And then they have everybody trade it. Right. They do an exchange. And then you said that assets, or tokens, will be forgeable, right?
Yeah, they'll be leasable. You can lease them. So this is the idea. But if you need to have asset forging, is doable. But you need to realize why we need this. Some business application. Why do you need to forge new tokens? If someone proposes some clear plan, why we need this, we'll implement this, because it's easy. But as far as I understand, in NXT, they had this monetary system, and they had something similar. So there were like mineable coins there, but no one actually mined them. So I'm not really sure if it's usable.
All right, cool. I read that there are still a lot of waves in the ICO website. What do you think about funding a node with the percentage of those waves and possibly distributing the rewards to WCT holders?
A good idea, actually. Yeah, we can forge with, because we don't want to do that, because we don't want to have a node that has the majority of of all the mining power. So because people don't really mine with more than like 300,000, I think, in the moment. If we put like all our developer funds, developer share of Waves tokens there, will be mining all the blocks. So, but we can add gradually, we can like raise our stake, our mining stake. So it's a good idea, yeah. So eventually we can use all our developer funds to mine, and of course it can be distributed to all the WCT holders.
Cool. All right, so we have another one. Could you ask Sasha if he thinks that the current Waves valuation of 22 million USD is justified, and what valuation he would currently give his own platform?
Yeah, we are starting out, so it's okay. I mean, it can be bigger, it can be smaller. It's not so important at this stage. So our goal would be here probably 100 million by the end of this year, and I think it's doable, and we can achieve that. And if we realize all the features, if there is like a working ecosystem where people can raise funds, where people can achieve their business goals, our capitalization should be around 100 million by the end of the year, I think. Yeah, so at this stage it's okay. It doesn't matter actually, because we are just launching all the functionality. So we're still at the initial stages of our development. So this capitalization is okay.
Cool. All right. And it looks like we have a marathon runner in our ecosystem here in our community. He says, he goes, I'm going to run the marathon in Rotterdam in April. There are 1 million people standing and cheering on the sidewalk. He goes, how cool would it be if Sasha would be my running shirt sponsor, and 1 million people will see my Waves running shirt?
Oh, it's doable. Let him contact me, and we have guy Brandon Cassius on Slack. He's also a marathon runner, and he's running marathons like regularly. So you can team up with him, and I don't know if he's gonna be in Holland for the marathon, but you can ask him, and we could have Waves team actually, because many people are running. I ran before, I don't run now, but I always liked running.
I like watching people run.
Cool. Yeah.
Previously, there's another one here. We got tons, man. I'm trying to go through it a little quicker.
Yeah.
Previously, the DEX and fiat gateways were to be released by the end of January. Is this still on track?
Yes, it's on track. Yeah, because we have the backend. Please help us test it. We'll test it on our own too, but if you help us, it's gonna be nice. And as soon as we have the front end, it can be released. So yeah, we are on track.
All right. You'll be speaking at the upcoming Blockchain Week in London as part of a 4-person group. Will you be speaking elsewhere during this time period? As it stands.
I'm just trying to have a presentation at another conference there. I don't know if I'll be able to, because we applied a little too late. But I'll do my best. Yeah, in any case, it's gonna be useful because I'm meeting several people there already, so it should be useful. And probably I'll talk to another conference too.
I'm just reading over these. There's a lot of things you've said already, so you don't have to answer a lot of these.
Yeah.
Have you worked out any tentative partnerships with U.S. based marketing firms to help push Waves into the mainstream?
With US based, not yet. I think that we are good with our own team. If we need it, we'll do it. But I think that our team is pretty effective. We proved that we were efficient at the ICO because we raised lots of money, and we are efficient guys. So the focus now should be on the product. As soon as we have the product, marketing will be quite easy, I think, because we can push. We'll be able to push the product really efficiently. And of course, we can work with some third-party public relations firms, promotion firms, and it's because we do it already. We contact many journalists, media, and we cooperate with them. So yeah, but to outsource all the marketing to some PR agency, we won't do that. I don't think it's useful because people don't really feel this business. I think not many PR agencies are focused on cryptocurrencies.
Right.
And we have this agency actually. We have so many people now in PR, so we have this agency like in our office, in-house. So we'll be the most efficient cryptocurrency public relations agency which exists. Yeah, please. Yeah, and
right.
And
Let me
outsource.
Let me explain a little also. Yeah. You know, people keep pushing for marketing, but marketing people out there, they have no idea what crypto is either. So when they try to explain it to the world, it'll be like having your mom try to explain it to the world.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So it's better to have somebody like Evelina in house who understands what crypto is and then can explain it, and put it in a nice Forbes article, and and put it out there. That's a better tactic than getting somebody who says they could promise you the world, and then at the end of the day they can't. They really don't understand even what you're doing.
Yeah, we understand the business, we understand the arena, we understand the ecosystem, and we have the best people, I think, who are there since years, who saw everything, who know how it works. So many cool people are on our team. Guy Brandon, he's a great writer and he understands crypto. Martin MX, who is very deep into community management, who understands how it all works with community, and other guys, they're very good. And
the best marketing, and I tried saying this earlier, the best marketing people could do is to help themselves. So if you're invested in Waves, one tweet a day, that's it, just one. You have 2,200 people. One tweet a day will do it better than any marketing firm out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I mean, some people go, oh, well, why should I, tweet? And I personally got a little angry the other day when I saw that, because it's not like you have to do anything. You have to push a button. Here, click, tweet, done. It's not like we're asking you to write an essay, and it's your coin and you're invested in it. Why not help promote it? So Ethereum, they got big because of the community. There was so many people excited and involved and invested, that it grew. The marketing came mostly from the community. It didn't come from a marketing firm.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just can't tell some marketing firm, guys, please promote us and make our capitalization like 100 million or $1 billion. They won't do anything. It's useless. So because they don't understand, you can ask them to do some specific thing, like publishing some specific magazine or writing some specific article, but you can't ask them to promote us and make us. It doesn't work like that. We are in a very new arena and no one understands it better than us. So you have to realize that. So we are marketers and coders at the same time. We create the architecture, we code, and we market our system. We do everything, and this is the only way to proceed and to succeed here. And our community is the integral part of our success, and if you're able to help us to tweet, to promote, you'll help yourself too, guys, as Angela said. So
it's important
guys,
that you get excited.
Yeah,
you got to get excited. You got to go out there and say, I'm invested in this. You know why? It's because it has the DEX coming out. It's gonna have fiat gateways. And it's gonna who knows? It could have like a BitPay card on it. And my mom's gonna use it. It's even more exciting. So I mean, I'm joking, but you got to, and that's how Ethereum moved hard. I mean, you see Amazon books on Ethereum. You go to Audible. There's audio books on Ethereum. There's Amazon videos about Ethereum. I mean, I see it everywhere, and this is why it's very popular. And these are just people doing it. Ethereum didn't pay them to do that. It's the community that does it. So it's let's move on here though. I think you answered this already. Hold on a second. Could you explain more about authenticated dynamic dictionaries in contrast with how Ethereum plans to implement scalability changes?
I can say a couple words here because
hold on, this is like a paragraph, bro.
Yeah.
Have you sought out actual Ethereum plans to implement scalability changes? I'm sorry.
Sharding.
I'm sorry.
They want to do sharding, but they're very far from any actual code, because sharding is probably very complicated, much more complicated than anything that we plan to do. It's like, I don't really know when it can work. Sharding is like you break your blockchain in several pieces, and some part of the network maintains one piece, the others maintains another piece, and there's some interaction, and it's very complicated, and it's all very conceptual at this stage, and doesn't have any substance yet. If they do it, they're going to be heroes. They're going to rock, because you'll be able to really run the whole Ethereum network on the 10,000 Raspberry Pis. It's true, but they're pretty far away from it. So if they do it, they're going to be like heroes. If they don't, okay. So this is what they are trying to, at least what I understand, from my understanding, that's what they're trying to do, to implement the sharding approach, Casper, proof of stake system, which is very nice. Have really nice ideas behind it, like incentives, economical finality. Although things are nice, but it's pretty far from actual implementation too. So we are trying to move a little faster. Of course, Ethereum has smart contracts. They are important, but we'll find a way, I think, to have something similar too.
Cool. I found a good one. So I'm going past a few questions here because we've answered them multiple times. In regards to gateways, no, that's not the one. There's been discussion in the Slack about potential issues regarding duplicate assets names. A common rebuttal is that the buyer can check the asset ID, which are non-duplicatable. However, the common end user of the DEX may not probably will not know to do this during their first few trades. What are your plans to rectify this potentially bad situation? For instance, will there be a way to verify assets, sort of like how Twitter verifies accounts?
Of course, it's doable because we control the front end and we can really filter some bad players out. It's okay, it's doable. So we chose this approach when you have unique IDs, but you don't have unique names. Actually, we have some ideas. We can have other type of assets that can have unique names and have some additional functionality. But from my experience in NXT, this thing didn't really cause any big problems because people were always able to check the validity of the asset, because you can see for example by order book, if there is some active trading, this is a real asset. And we can of course filter bad assets on the front end level. So okay, we'll be able to cope with the situation. I don't think it's a big problem, because in NXT it wasn't a big problem. I don't think it's gonna be a big problem here.
All right, cool. I think I heard of a way of doing it with SSL certificates.
Yeah.
I think Coin Prism was doing that. The guy who made the colored coin, he was using SSL certificates. You might want to check that out. You know, because right in the browser you could verify if something is real or not by using an SSL certificate.
We can do anything in the front end. We can do anything because of course there is some centralization here. For example, it can query, it can send a request to some centralized service, and it can verify the validity of the given asset. It's not a big issue.
Cool. In regards to gateways, will there be general code that one could utilize to develop their own crypto gateways? For instance, BC Dev is working on his own Dogecoin gateway.
It's like a prototype. You can build on it. Sure, it's a good code, and it's not complicated because it just uses API. And yeah, anyone can build a gateway. So you can already build a gateway for any currency, for Ethereum, for Bitcoin. It's not complicated, and you can do it, and you can these tokens that are tied to Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever. So it's very doable.
Oh, very cool. You just have to be trusting of the person creating it. Okay, so I don't know if you could still hear me. It looks like he cut out. He was cutting out a couple times, and then I mean we're down to the last few questions, guys. So I mean, we got Ripto out there. He likes to ask in paragraphs. I mean, every question is like a paragraph. All right, so you should be back in a second, guys, and we'll finish up. And a lot of cool stuff. I mean, we could have any coin do kind of like what SuperNet does. You know, with having the Super BTC in the wallet, you know, and you'd be able to send directly to the Waves wallet, send Bitcoin directly to your Waves wallet, you know, and send it back, which would be pretty cool. You know, we'll see how the speed is, because that's my problem with the SuperNet wallet. It's really slow. I mean, I remember missing out on an ICO because the Bitcoin didn't transfer fast enough, and there was a problem with the gateways then. And I didn't get it for like a day, you know, over a day later. It was like, and then it appeared, and I already missed that phase of that ICO. And I was like, So, but they are coming out with some good stuff. If you guys are following a lot of ICOs out there, lately I've been into Incent for sure. Incent is pretty awesome. I think the only place you could get them now is Open Ledger, which I'll probably get a few more tonight. And I mean, Toke's platform, you know, it might be a little risky, but we're coming out with a website soon to assist you all. You know, I guess while we wait for Sasha, I'll tell you about it. WavesICO.com. I'm still building it, so do not judge, please. But the idea is that I don't really trust any rating site to tell me what's risky and what's not risky. You know, and we all know a few bucks underneath the table will make you not so risky. You know, so I rather leave it to you. So I've come up with a series of questions and variables that investors want to know about each ICO or technology, you know, that's crowdfunding something, and they're gonna have to go through the fire. And at the end of the interview, you judge. You know, you be the judge, and it's going to be an interesting way of voting. Uh, so, I won't reveal that yet. But it should be pretty awesome. And I rather you guys judge for yourselves, because nobody really tells me what's risky and what's not, and I'm not going to trust any website. So you listen for yourself. I give you all the information, and you make a conclusion of your own. So Sasha might have fell asleep, but it's like 2 a.m. where he is. It's pretty crazy, and I appreciate him coming on so late. I mean, I could have done it at 2. I could have done it earlier. It was, he wanted to do it at 5. But I do appreciate him coming on. I'm not sure if he's lost internet completely yet. We'll give him another minute though. A lot of good projects out there. I want you guys to also think about how many leasing, how many people are going to be leasing nodes, and what's going to make them special. So there's wavesnode.net that seems to be in the lead at the moment. They have all these cool tools. Hey, there you are.
I'm back, guys.
I thought maybe you fell asleep on me.
No, something's wrong with my Wi-Fi connection. So I'm back.
All right, yeah, we're almost done, man. I skipped a lot of the questions because they were all very repetitive.
Yeah.
So let's see. Well, we were up to the gateways we asked already. All right. Anybody could create their own gateway. Just be careful of where you're downloading the code, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can write your own code. It's not complicated. That's all.
Yeah. So if you guys get code from anywhere, just be careful because I don't know if you guys know. I've downloaded a lot of applications from various places, and there were a lot of viruses. So. You got to be careful where you download the code from.
Yeah, we had this also with Light Client. Someone put a virus in our Light Client actually, and they had it installed on several machines, and some waves have been stolen actually. So please be careful, guys. Don't forget that our Light Client is just a plugin for Chrome. It's not not executable. It's not like any kind of file that you can run on your machine. Like it's just a plugin for Chrome, so it should be downloaded only from Google Chrome Store.
Nice, yeah. And BC Dev is pretty cool. If you use something of his, he'll probably tell you get it directly from his GitHub address. So the next question here: you had previously said Coinomat would be transferable to the Waves platform. When do you anticipate this swap will occur?
The asset, we want to implement this Bitcoin gateway functionality on Coinomat, and at the same time we can do the swap. We have to think a little how we do the actual swap, how we try to develop Coinomat further, to talk to Coinomat people, because they probably will interact with a bigger payment system that is interested in supporting Waves gateway, and they will be buying Coinomat. I think they will buy Coinomat as a project, and they will use the technology, and there is some payment system in Europe with proper license that is interested in cooperation with Waves. So we'll see how it goes, but in any case, Coinomat is going to be relaunched, and the Coinomat assets will be used, and of course they won't be just cancelled. Coinomat will live on, and Coinomat assets will be also live and active.
Okay, the next one. So when are we getting on Polo?
Polo,
I'm joking. Don't answer that. Don't answer that, dude.
Yeah, I actually wrote to Tristan, and he even replied to me. But okay, I should write him again. Yeah,
I was only joking
yeah,
with you. It's been
yeah. It's okay, no
everybody.
problem. I can
Everybody's
answer all
asking like,
questions. Yeah,
everyone's been
I'll be.
asking that for months now.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
I don't even use Polo. I only use
Yeah,
Pinterest
yeah.
anyway.
I don't mind Polo, so we are working with some other exchange now that some new exchange that will be focused on Waves. It's centralized exchange. It's not. We support this project. It's not ours. Well, it's a third-party project, but we support it, and they will have a very deep Waves integration. So, and my idea is to have a closed ecosystem. We can let anybody enter our system, yeah, but we have to be self-contained, and we have to have everything. We have to have our exchange, our gateways, everything. So we have to be self-contained, and we have to offer a complete solution where you can do everything you want. So we don't have to depend on any third parties, and because they have their own ideas, their own strategy. So we want to be self-contained, and we're working on that. And this is our goal, to have a complete ecosystem, cryptocurrency ecosystem, in which you can do anything you need, and you don't have to go outside of it for some services. You can obtain all the services you need within the system.
All right, cool. This is a good one. Sasha, has Sasha been talking with MVP lineup team? They were the first Waves token crowd sale, but they may not launch on Waves because they promised dividends to the token holders.
Yeah.
And there's some confusion.
As far as I understand, yeah, they wanted to do some kind of buyback. They didn't issue Waves tokens. Yeah, no, they didn't have it. They had the web platform and they had balances, and they contacted me recently, and they wanted to issue Waves token in order to buy it back from investors. It's a little bit tricky, actually. Maybe I didn't understand everything, but they want to go the usual VC way, as far as I understood, and they want to just be able to buy back the ICO investment from investors. So to do that, they want to issue Waves token and in some way buy it back from investors. And this is what I heard from them, but it's not finalized yet. If they want to do it, I think they are legit, and I've known them since a couple of years. So they look legit, and it's not a problem. If they want to do it for some specific thing, to do some buyback, why not? They can use Waves tokens in any way they want.
Nice. Yeah, I know Bitcoin Dark Dev, BTC Dev. He's a good friend of mine, and if he's on the project, I trust it.
No, they're okay.
He's amazing. I've seen the talent come out of that guy. He once used my computer, and let me tell you, man, I thought I was watching a hacking movie. It was nuts. It was like watching The Matrix. How fast he was working. I was like, holy crap, man! There's no way I'd ever be that good.
Yeah, he's cool.
Let's get. So we have. Can you tell us more about Syscoin integration? We talked about that.
Not yet. I have to talk to the guys. I didn't have contact with them.
Can we test the GUI DEX in Light Client on testnet?
Not yet, guys. We are working on it because it's pretty complicated. It's probably the most complicated GUI part that we had to date, because as far as you understand, all these exchange interfaces, they're pretty complicated. You have to do it really neat, you have to do it really useful, really handy. So it takes time because you have to focus on usability here. So it will take us some time, but we're working on the front end. You can test the backend now using the API. You can install the DEX code in your server and test it. It's not a problem. And the front end is on the way.
Cool. Okay, can you compare and contrast with Ethereum POS tech and Waves POS tech?
Yeah, POS tech in Ethereum is more like a concept. They do have some code, as far as I understand, but it's more or less like test code. They just test some parameters, and it's pretty far from realization, at least a year, and it's very ambitious. It's very ambitious. Casper is very ambitious system, and it's not a usual POS system. It's more like Tendermint, if you know Tendermint. There is some kind of consensus system. They don't do actual forging. It's more like consensus, and if you like fail to provide, like, to play along, you're like fined for it. Yeah, they take your stake, so you have to bet some stake, to gamble some of your stake in order to support the network. It's pretty complicated. You can read about Casper. It's a nice approach, but in my opinion, it's pretty far from completion or from some actual working production system. And it's very different from usual POS. It's more or less like consensus algorithm, like check Tendermint, for example. Tendermint is pretty close to what Casper is going to be.
What's that, Tendermint?
Tendermint, yeah. There's a couple Ethereum guys in it. They're in Switzerland, I think, and they have been working with Vitalik and with Vlad Zamfir on POS. Tendermint, it's called, yeah. And
cool.
So Casper is like, it's not like a PR coin or NXT, something different, very different. It's like some kind of voting system when miners bet on like the right blocks. If you bet on the right block that is supported by the network, you get the fees. If you bet on the wrong block, on a fork, you can be banned from the network, or you just lose your stake, you lose your pledge. So it's like some kind of economical incentive here. So you can not only gain some money but also lose some money. It's very ambitious, interesting, but it will take time to actually implement it.
All right. Will assets be able to give dividends? If somebody creates an asset, will they be able to give dividends?
Yeah, we have mass payment script almost ready. So next week we'll have it. So definitely next week we'll have tomorrow we'll send the dividends. So it's gonna be dividends. We'll send those WCT tokens as dividends using our mass payment script. So yeah, you can send dividends, of course.
All right. Oh, so that's how the WCT is going to be distributed, like a dividend. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll test this mass payment script at the same time. So it's like we'll do both. We'll send the token and we'll test our script.
Nice. All right. Cool. When can we expect custom token creation price to be higher than they currently are?
Probably it's because actually if miners can decide on that, they can, for example, stop processing like issues for one wave and ask like 10 wave. So some kind of consensus. We can tweak it, of course, to have some like minimum fee, but it's also up to miners, and miners can choose to raise the fee, for example. So at the moment, I think it's okay. And we're thinking about some kind of different assets like that can be like more expensive. So they will have unique names and some other functionality too. But it's not decided yet. But it's an option.
Yeah, right. And any update on the partnership with Mycelium?
The Mycelium guys are like, I don't know what they're doing now, because I think they have some issues. So they have been running several crowdfunding campaigns for mass network and Swish, and they failed. And so I don't know, guys. So I don't mind working with them, but I think they have some issues at the moment. If they solve them, I'll be ready to cooperate with them. But we'll have our own mobile application soon. So we'll have our native applications for Android platform, for Apple platform. So I think we're good. So we don't need to to cooperate on this with other platforms. We'll have our own mobile apps.
All right. Recently, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong held a Twitter poll asking which crypto should next be added to Coinbase. What do you make of his somewhat dismissive response to the Waves platform results? Have you spoken to him or Coinbase employees about this?
I don't think it was dismissive because there was like obvious manipulation. Some Nevcoin, I think, was the first, and he wrote about the Nevcoin, not about us, because we were legit, because we have a big community, and I don't think there was any manipulation in the votes for Waves. And I talked to them on Skype about a month ago, and okay, it's okay. I mean, they implemented Monero now, and they're having some problems with iOS. So probably it's not the most urgent thing for them to implement Waves at this stage. But we are definitely on the list, and we'll be talking to them. So I think that we have a good chance to be implemented there within the next few months.
All right, very cool. And we have Waves Node here. They said, when can we expect custom to? Oh, I already asked you that. Forget it. When can we use the dividend? When can we use the dividend option on issued crowdfunding tokens? I think I asked that already.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I have one more left. One more very important question. You ready?
Please ask. Sure.
Vindine8 wants to know when are you going to send them a t-shirt?
Oh, yeah, man. We ordered new t-shirts because we almost ran out of the old black t-shirts because we have only very small sizes or very big sizes. Actually, only small sizes. And we'll have a next batch soon, and of course I'll send it over to all the active people on Slack. And it's gonna look like nicer because we had some issues with the old black ones. This one is gonna be white and will be it's gonna be cooler.
Hey, be careful what you say. There's 2,416 people on the Slack.
Yeah, but not all of them are active. We'll send
that's true.
To active guys. Yeah.
All right, man. I think we've about covered it all for today. Yeah. You need to get some sleep. I know it's early in the morning for you over there.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. But it's okay. So it was a nice conversation. Thank you. So it was 2 hours, and I hope I was able to reply to most of your questions.
Yeah,
but
I feel through.
So you ask me tomorrow, so I'll be on Slack and I'll be sending those WCT tokens out, and it's gonna be fun.
All right, cool, man. Hey, we all love you, man. We really want to.
We love you too.
We want to tell you how much we appreciate your hard work, staying up till 3 a.m. to do interviews. That's crazy. A lot of people wouldn't even do it. Honestly, I know. I'm the guy.
No, it's totally fine. So it's like I'm enjoying this. So guys, it's not some kind of a sacrifice. I live for this, so it's okay.
Awesome, guy. Hey, I wish you the best. I can't wait to hear from you in another 2 weeks.
Sure.
All right, and we'll get another update going. And everybody here, they're saying how much they love you inside Slack right now.
Thank you, guys. See you later. See you tomorrow.
All right, brother. You have a good night. Thank you for coming on. All right, guys. He's probably going to bed. So, yeah, that was a long interview. Whew. I need some wine. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We had from the stats here, we had about 208 people listening. Pretty cool, which means I'm probably not going to get many replays on the repost, but that's cool. It's a lot of attentive people listening in at the same time, which is probably the most. Actually, it is the most I've ever seen in one interview. So cool, guys. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to go relax now. You'll see me on Slack. I'll hang out with you, and have a great night. Enjoy your Sunday.
Waves Platform is a decentralized platform with loads of real-world solutions running on blockchain. Wavesnode.net is providing a professional node on the Waves platform, hosted in our own data center. If you are holding Waves tokens, you can lend them with the LPOS system to our big node. The leased tokens are always in your account and under your control. It is like leasing staking power. By leasing on our powerful, stable and trustful node, you are generating transfer fees and will be rewarded with Waves. The bigger our node's balance, the higher your rewards. Wavesnode.net can help you achieve increasing your stack and making the Waves platform stronger in just a few easy steps. So please, open your Waves Lite client and lease your tokens at wavesnode.net. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at wavesnode.net.